Okay, so what hypnosis is a relaxed state, or excuse me, it's an awake state. It's a state of relaxation. It's imagination. It's exercise for your mind. It's rapport with the unconscious, or with your unconscious, and it's the ultimate display of control. So what I always tell clients when they ask about, you know, their fears, making comments about being out of control, is I tell them that, look, when you're sitting there eating that pint of, uncontrollably eating that pint of ice cream, or you can't stay out of the M&Ms or the potato chips or the cookies, you're out of control. And with hypnosis, you learn how to be in control of you. And you learn that you can choose not to eat the ice cream or the potato chips. So hypnosis isn't all about being out of control. It is the ultimate display of control. Next slide, please, Stephen. And I'm going to shut off my camera here. Hypnosis is not sleep. So, in fact, I never even say anymore, and haven't for a lot of years, I never tell a client to sleep. You'll still find hypnosis being taught that way, where and you'll see stage hypnotists, you know, telling their subject to sleep, but hypnosis absolutely is not sleep. Hypnosis is not a state of unconsciousness. You're always conscious. It's not being gullible. It's certainly not being weak-minded. And by the way, people who are most highly intelligent have the easiest time with hypnosis. And it's not at all being controlled by someone else. Again, I cannot make you do anything you don't want to do. And it's not a loss of self-control. It is about taking back self-control, you being in control of you. When you're sitting there all stressed out and freaked out and worried about this and worried about that, and that you're out of control. I always tell folks that, and I think I talked about this last time too, that when you know, you get caught in traffic and find out you're going to be late for an important meeting, and you're stuck there on the highway, and cars aren't moving, you're dead still, and there's no way you're going to be to your meeting on time. Well, you have a choice. You can get all stressed out and all freaked out and all upset and go crazy and raise your blood pressure and your heart rate and weaken your immune system with stress. Or you can use these techniques, take a deep breath, and relax. Either way, you're going to be late. You can show up at the meeting late and totally stressed out, or you can show up to the meeting late and relaxed. But either way, you're going to be late. And that's really what these tools are about, is you learning to take control of you so that you do have choice. Next slide, please, Steve. Okay, so here's Freud with Ziggy saying, hold still, I want to check out your unconsciousness. It's not even really about that. Next slide, please. In hypnosis, you hear everything. It's, you know, people will talk about, well, I heard every word you said. Yeah, quite often you do. And it's just like anything else. I'm sure there are times listening so far where your mind has drifted off on some thought and you missed some words that I said, but overall you've been hearing everything. That's always what it's like. In fact, if you want to know what hypnosis feels like, if you would just please close your eyes. And now go ahead and open your eyes. That's exactly what it feels like. It feels no different. And again, you're in total control. Next slide, please. So, I teach all my clients what's known as the light switch hypnosis technique. I didn't invent it. I'm not exactly sure who originally invented it. I learned it from Jerry Kine, used to be of Omni Hypnosis. And down there, you'll see my link to my website, hypnosishealthinfo.com/self-hypnosis/self-hypnosis. And everything that I'm telling you here is there in written instruction, audio instruction, as well as video instruction. And if you just go to hypnosishealthinfo.com, look up in the orange menu bar, you'll see the word self-hypnosis. The first drop-down tab is light switch. And I just muted myself again. I'm going to turn on my camera here for a moment. Okay. And I always tell people to just raise their index finger, and not literally like I'm doing it, but just have their hand resting like on their lap or on the arm of a chair, and to raise their index finger, and that is the light switch. Now the reality is they could just squeeze their fist, they could, you know, raise their whole hand, they could tap their foot, I suppose they could even slap themselves, but they want some sort of physical cue and anchor that it's time to relax. When you do that, you can imagine an endless staircase or escalator or elevator of relaxation. Or perhaps a rope unbraiding, or a pebble drifting down through the water. You want to go to your most relaxing place. Perhaps, well, what I'll do is I'll just tell you my relaxing place. I go to Paipu Beach on Maui. I can feel the straw mat under my back, the heat of the sand coming up through the mat, the heat of the sun on my body. I hear the cardinals in the bushes behind me, those coconut leaves rustling. I hear the waves coming in, and there's that sweet scent of plumeria mixed with the salt air, and I'm gone. Now, I encourage people to learn to do that in a minute, to take themselves into that relaxing place and just boom, be there. And the reason for a minute is that if I told you you're going to have to listen to Orange Blossom, for instance, every day for the rest of your life, you wouldn't do that. It's 27 minutes in length. It's hard to get that much time in. But every day, you always have the opportunity to take 1 minute. You want to learn to do this 5 times a day. You need to anchor it to other activities that you're doing, things like either just before or just after you brush your teeth, breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, teeth brushing at night, bedtime are all great hooks and great anchors. And you want to do it throughout the day because, well, hey, you know, if you can get to go to Maui 5 times a day, every day, go to the beach or your mountain meadow, your happy place, wherever it is, why wouldn't you want to do that? And of course, once you learn to do it in a minute, then you have the luxury of 3 minutes or 10 minutes. Absolutely fantastic. Go for it. But you know, if you've had a number of clients back to back, and there's been a lot of pretty challenging issues, a lot of people that are hurting, and your next client's already waiting for you, it sure is nice to be able to take a minute and go to Maui to the beach and relax and breathe and regroup and ready to meet your next client with a smile on your face. The final thing on here is reminders. You want to put up reminders, otherwise you'll forget about doing this. Back years ago when I learned to do this, I had sticky notes in my Franklin planner for 2 full years before I was doing it without reminder, and I would just move them from one day to the next day. Today, I put it in my smartphone as I use an app called RX Mind Me. There's lots of different apps that work, or you could actually just do it in your calendar as a repeat appointment, just reminding you to do your self-hypnosis. Next slide, please. Okay, Suggestions. And again, if you go to hypnosishealthinfo.com, up there in the orange menu bar, you'll see self-hypnosis. The second drop-down tab is written suggestions. And everything that I'm talking about is all right there. And I realize time is running out very rapidly, so this is going to be fairly quick, but it's all there in written form, audio form, as well as video form. But for the most part, you want to write down your suggestions. And suggestions should always be positive. You would never give yourself a suggestion, don't think of a blue cow, because you're going to think of a blue cow. You would never give yourself the suggestion, I don't crave chocolate, because pretty soon you're thinking about all the places where you could go to find chocolate. So you always focus on what it is you do want. Vegetables and fruit are my snacks of choice, so always positive. Suggestions should be present tense. You would never give yourself the suggestion, I will exercise. Yeah, sure you will. Or I want to. Well, that's nice that you want to, so what? Or I should. Well, yes, you should. No, it's I exercise right here, right now. You want your suggestions to have meaning, to have emotion to them. I exercise is pretty boring, but if you jazz it up a little bit, I love and enjoy exercise, or I love how I feel after exercising, then it has more heart, more passion to it. If your intent is to increase or decrease something, you need to quantify it. I drink more water. Well, one raindrop would literally meet that suggestion. So if it's about increasing or decreasing something, you'd say like, I drink 64 ounces of water or more every day. And you also want to personalize your suggestions. For most of us, it's a first-person I statement. I love and enjoy my exercise. You could also write, you love and enjoy your exercise. Some people will go to third person. They would write, Roger loves and enjoys his exercise. If I'm sitting here all by myself and I'm reading, you love and enjoy, or Roger loves and enjoys, I'm wondering who I'm talking to. Some people will teach this and tell you to write down as many suggestions as you want. You know, if you have 20 suggestions written down there, I don't know how you'd focus. I always tell folks never more than 3 suggestions. There's nothing wrong with only 1 suggestion. So you write down 1 or 2 or 3 suggestions, read them over 5 times, shut off your light switch, and focus on the outcome of the suggestion. So the intent isn't at all that you memorize those suggestions word for word and recite them over and over and over and over and over again for a minute, because you will stress yourself out, you'll drive yourself crazy, and you're going to forget them. Now, the intent is that you focus on whatever your suggestions are about having an abundant practice of clients that are successfully achieving your goals, that is filling your bank account, and clients are just naturally calling you and being referred to you, or it's about your suggestions about a relationship, about having a wonderful, loving, happy, healthy relationship, or if they're about weight loss, about being at your healthy, ideal weight. So that's what focusing on the outcome is. Next slide, please. Okay, so now I lost, okay, there we are. So,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, no, you go ahead. You say where people can find you, and then we'll go on to the questions and answers.
Okay, so you can find me, you send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com, or my website, hypnosishealthinfo.com. That's my main website. Slenderforlife.com is my weight loss website. More Abundance is my counseling website, and Roger Moore Institute is my school website. And particularly at Hypnosis Health Info, there's tons of information there, a lot of tools, lots of techniques, lots of articles, about 2,000 blog posts. So it's all there for you. Take a look at it, and feel free to email me, Skype me, call me, and ask questions. So questions that you have.
Yeah, if you could start keying in your questions.